Hey everyone, I'm Manero here, and in this video I'm going to reveal what my art challenge and Procreate freebies for the month of May are going to be about. So let's jump right into it. But first I want to say thank you to everyone who participated in last month's challenge. I had a blast seeing all your awesome submissions and the incredible and healthy sense of community you guys keep promoting by liking, sharing, and commenting on other artists' submissions. You can search by the hashtag Manero Challenge on Instagram and Twitter, but mostly on Instagram, to check out all the incredible artworks and give their creators some love. If you're not familiar with my challenge of the month, basically I provide you with a free and exclusive Procreate brush every month, a color palette, and an art prompt. The challenge is to draw or paint something based on the prompt, using only the brush and the color palette provided. To join the fun, you can post your art on social media by using the hashtags Manero Brushes and Manero Challenge, and also make sure to tag me so I and others can see it. Feel free to include this image in your post as well. I will be sharing your awesome creations with my audience. You can find the link to download these freebies in the description below. The prompt for May is yourself as a puppet. I've had the idea for this challenge written down for a few months now, and I figured it was time. The idea is to imagine yourself as a felt puppet character in the most pure Muppets fashion. When I was a kid, I was a huge fan of the Muppets and other similar shows from the 90s, and I've always found this kind of puppets super charming. I started exploring my idea with a rough sketch. Of course, I had to draw my puppet holding an Apple Pencil in one hand. One thing that helped me to come up with my design was to look at several reference images from all these old shows, but being careful to not copy any of those puppets in particular, but instead grasping the general concept to come up with my own puppet. So I tried to translate my facial features into puppet form. I'm sure having a beard, wearing glasses, and a samurai bun helped with the likeness. I also tried to portray the kind of clothing I usually wear, and I included a t-shirt with my Manero Brushes logo. I thought it would be super fun to include my cat Pixel as another small puppet, hanging out on one of my shoulders, as she frequently does when I'm at home. As a final touch, I decided to add a frame behind the characters, and I changed the pose for the right arm to make it look more natural. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make this illustration with line art or pure color, so I started experimenting with some line art. But then I decided that I would prefer to start directly with color for this one. What I did was to paint the silhouette of each element on a separated layer so that I could use alpha lock on each shape later to make the rendering process easier. I used different colors on each part just so that I could identify the different shapes easier, but I didn't bother too much on using the final colors. I would take care of that later. As you can tell, I used the sketch with low opacity as a guide to draw my shapes. Once all my shapes were in place, I decided to add just a few lines to help define things like the eyes, the beard and the hair, some details in the clothes, the hands, and so on. The next step was to alpha lock each shape and start rendering and defining the final colors. I started with the skin. This month's brush is fantastic because it allows to do line art with a ton of personality just by using a small size of the brush, but also paint this super nice grainy texture by increasing the size of the brush and applying low pressure. I decided to use alpha lock in the few lines as well, so I could paint them accordingly to the colors surrounding them, like for example making the lines in the hair and the beard a light brown. You'll see how I changed a few colors here and there as I kept going, like for example, I changed the color of the shirt from blue to red, and I think it made the character stand out more over the background. By the way, for this month's color palette, I made sure to include a wide variety of colors, but you don't have to use them all. The idea is to choose the colors that would work best for your own puppet. In my case, I ended up not using green or a few others, and that's okay. I finished things up by rendering my cat and adding a few details to her fur. And this is the final result to my own take on the challenge. I really hope you liked this video and that you decide to join the fun. I can't wait to see what you guys will create this month. Of course, if you have any questions after watching this video, feel free to ask in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more art related videos and give me a thumbs up. Also, make sure to check out my Gumroad page where you will find the challenge of the month freebies and many other brush sets for Procreate that I have available. I'm sure something will suit your artistic needs. All the links are in the description below. Okay, thank you for watching. See you next time.